Oh, we're live. Yeah, Fantasy Now Plus. We are live talking about the running backs of this NFL draft season. We have a mock draft that we did, and we're going to cover that as well. We did that Wednesday. So if you want to get down on our mock drafts, by the way, make sure to join our Discord. I'm pretty sure it's linked in the bio. We will be doing a mock draft, whether it be Superflex, whether it be PPR, throughout the offseason, and we'll be covering them live on Fridays here on Fantasy Now Plus, brought to you by the Finstock Sports Network as well. Before we get any further, though, let's bring in Justin. What's going on, Justin Barley? Full disclosure, as you all saw, I had my other computer's going crazy, so I had to move this one to change that one to do this
I was
one.
wondering about
I'm
that.
so I'm truth be told, I got logged out of my VPN, and I'm like, I gotta relog back in, and my other computer is underneath this computer, so that's what I had to go do. It was a disaster. It was perfect timing, by the way. Just like our show here at noon every single Friday. What's going on, man?
Not a lot. We got some news. We're starting to talk about some running backs. We got some exciting things coming down the pipeline. So just lots of fun stuff coming up.
Yes, I 1000% agree. I look like I'm supersized right now. Like I look like I've been lifting weights and I'm jacked and I'm ready for the NFL draft. Like that's what I look like in this shirt. How do I look?
That home gym. It's that home gym that you got now. Always in
Don't be
the
telling
always in
don't be
the
telling the
weight
viewers.
room.
Don't be telling the viewers that kind of stuff. You know, they don't they want to hate on me. They think I can't bench 220. They think I can't do all the listen, guys. I'm a
Josh
pure
lives that Josh lives that fit life.
I used to, but I want to get into this real quick. We have some news. A new quarterback was, or not a new quarterback. A quarterback was extended in Las Vegas, Geno Smith. And I do have a fun fact for you. There have only been 4 quarterbacks in NFL history that have set the NFL, not the NFL, the team that they were on passing yardage record. So Geno set the Seahawks passing yardage record in a single season last year, and he's no longer with them. It's only been 4 other quarterbacks to do it. I know you can't name all 4 because neither can I, but I know one of them, Jameis
Last year?
Winston. No, I'm just saying
Or
in
just
overall
in
in NFL
general.
history. Yes, Jameis Winston's one of them with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then he moved on. There was 2 other. Bart Starr's one of them. There's another quarterback that I listened to. I heard this, by the way, on the radio. Another quarterback that I've never heard of in my life, and then a quarterback that recently did it, but not too recent. So Geno Smith is the 5th-person quarterback of all time to set the team record passing yards and not be on the same team next year. I forgot the 4th guy.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying now. I was like, I'm so confused at what you were talking about.
Listen, I gotta fix this camera because I'm too big. I gotta move it back. There we
You're
go. Much
fine.
better.
You're
I was
literally fine.
massive. I was a freaking like you were a Smurf and I was Gargamel, and I didn't like it.
Do I
I
do I
was
need to like sit up so like we
like I
match
felt
or something?
intimidated.
Or
Like, let's go, baby. We're talking rookies. Like I don't want to be that. I'm more standoffish.
all right, Pat McAfee.
Hey, I wasn't cool, bro. I wasn't cool.
He's currently in the process of being canceled right now, so it's fine. Um,
It's not fine. But it's fine.
I don't know the other two that you're talking about.
No, there's 4.
Well, yeah,
There,
you've listed off 2.
yeah, Bart Star, but I don't know the other 2. But the one's common. One you would know. I believe it was Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler for the Bears
Oh,
when he
that's
did it for the
checks
Bears.
out.
Yeah, and then the other guys like I've never heard of him either, so no big deal.
You don't even know the player's name though.
No, I couldn't tell you. When they said his name on the radio, I'm like, who? Who is this guy? That's what I said.
So ChatGPT disagrees with what you said. The 4
Oh,
quarterbacks who set a franchise passing record and then played for a different team the following year. By the way, I'm pretty sure Bart Starr played for the Packers his entire career.
was it Bart Starr? It was some old guy.
The 4 quarterbacks are Matt Ryan, Carson Palmer, Philip Rivers, and Kirk Cousins.
Ask ChatGPT again, because Philip Rivers.
Rivers had many franchise records with the Chargers, including career passing yards, completions, and touchdowns. After the 2019 season, Rivers left the Chargers and signed with the Colts.
I think you're. I think ChatGPT gave you franchise all time, not single season.
I want single season.
Because Jameis for sure has a single season Buccaneers record for sure, and he didn't come back the next year. I only know that because obvious reasons.
Okay. Matt Stafford, Carson Palmer, Philip Rivers.
You
Devin.
know, you know,
No,
screw your ChatGPT. They don't know anything.
they're dumb.
AI's taking over the world. They don't know
Don't
anything.
use ChatGPT.
But you know who
Says
does
the
know
person that
things?
uses ChatGPT every day.
Do you really?
I do. Mostly, kind of. Yeah.
Hmm.
Every time I'm like, oh, I made a new plugin for the website. It's ChatGPT made a plugin for the website. I just fed it
That's funny.
questions
That's
and
funny.
needs. So Geno Smith signed a 2-year, $85 million contract extension with the Raiders, guaranteeing him through 2027, and he's getting $65.5 million guaranteed. We will find out if that was a good move, but he is going to go play for Pete Carroll again. So Pete Carroll did kind of reinvigorate Geno Smith's career. The other big one, the Arizona Cardinals and Trey McBride have agreed to a 4-year, $76 million contract extension, making him the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
Oh, my heart beats so strong for Trey McBride, as you all know. We don't need to get into it again. He's going to crush. He's going to be he should be the number one tight end drafted in redraft and dynasties. But we're not to the tight end, so he should be. Do you not agree with that? I know you
Dynasty,
know
that's
Brock
interesting.
Bowers. I know Brock Bowers this,
We're
Brock
gonna
Bowers that. I get it.
we're gonna get into this in the upcoming weeks, but
Oh, I get it. And I'm sticking with McBride. That's just a personal preference, you know.
I'm gonna clip that. We are at 8 minutes and 47 seconds. Gotta clip that for the future.
Yeah, save it. Put it on the postcard. Write it down. Right, as George Strait says. I love it. I love it. I love your face. Every time you hit a soundbite, you can't make that face, Justin. You can't be like,
What?
Can't wait.
You can't- It's like I got a soundboard, so I got a soundboard too, but mine's not connected anymore. So because I'm not responsible enough for the soundboard. But yeah, keep the receipt. I want it, put it in the digital coupon section of my Publix app. Do whatever you gotta do. Trey McBride's my 101 tight end. All right. Let's get to our rookie mock draft that we did on Wednesday with some people from the network or from the show, and also people that listen or watch the show. And again, if you want to be a part of these mock drafts, we do post them on Blue Sky. They are mainly in our Discord. Discord users get first dibs on the mock drafts. If we don't fill it by then we go on to Blue Sky. I don't know if you guys post on Twitter, but we're not on there anymore. So, and that's not any other reason other than I can't re-log into my Twitter. So it is what it is.
I don't have a
But
Twitter anymore, so
I changed phones and I literally can't log in. So it's good. It is what it
but
is.
yeah, if you want to join our Discord, the link is below here, chat.fantasynowplus.com. That'll take you straight to our Discord. You can join it. And we've been getting a lot of people over the last couple of days. A lot of exciting stuff coming through Discord, some good chats.
A good trade went
join the
through on our
Discord.
Discord. A great trade
Ye-
went through because of our Discord, by the way. It was great.
Are
We won't talk about that.
between the two of us?
Yeah, that was strictly because of Discord. I
It
literally
was.
asked you, and then we went through it, and I don't think that trade would have got done without Discord. So if
Probably
you want to get
not.
some trades done, or actually ask us or ask anybody, right? We don't know everything. So there's many people on our Discord that do know things, and we
Yeah.
could always just brainstorm, brain trust. What do they call it in the what's that
Group-
show called? Where Ted Lasso?
Group tank?
No, the
Oh,
Ted Lasso thing where they were like the wolves or something. The
the wolf diamond dogs.
Diamond Dogs. Woo woo, right? That's what we are over here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the mock draft. So it was a super flex mock, and the first quarterback that went off on the board was Cam Ward at the 4th pick overall. I don't see that happening in real drafts, but again, this was a mock. And I will say this: the league, the draft, the ADP wasn't set up for super flex. So in the future, sleeper, if you could add that option to make it super flex, that'd be great. If not, organizer of the drafts, Justin, make it a 2 quarterback league, because that will fix the problem with the super flex ADPs. I'm not saying that people were drafting based off ADP. I'm just saying I think Cam Ward would have been 101 or 102, don't you think?
I think it's fair to see him go 101 or 102 if it is a quarterback needy team. Even in Superflex, I think I'm taking Ashton Genty, maybe even Ted McMillan over Ward if I already have my quarterback position figured out. Because generally the running backs, you want to get them younger. So I don't hate getting Genty and Hampton where you see them at 101 and 103. Um, I don't hate Ward going at 4. I think that's probably the farthest he's going to fall at the moment. Also, it really depends on where he gets drafted. Is he getting drafted by the Titans? Is he getting drafted by the Browns, the Giants? Like, who's drafting him? Because that to me also changes my value on him as well.
No, it does. I was having a conversation actually 2 hours ago with one of my buddies, and I told him like, okay, after preparing for the running back shows that we're going to do, there will be a part 2 of these rookie running backs. There's just too many. I was always on the mindset of draft in super flex leagues, draft the quarterback first because they will always have the most value. They'll play longer, they'll average more points per game, they're more valuable. You can their trade value holds up. They're like Jeep Wranglers, they'll hold up. When you trade them in about 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, they'll still have the value. I'm still getting offers for Dak Prescott. Trust me, Dak Prescott is still worth a first round rookie pick. I don't care what you say. Whereas a CMC is not, in my opinion. He's not. It is what it is. So that's why I always pick quarterbacks first. But that being said, if I had the 101, I'm taking Genty number 1 overall, no matter what. But Cam Ward to me is still 2 over, Hampton and everyone else, in my opinion. So that was a little off to me. I'm still taking quarterback no matter what, even if I already have 2 I like, just for the value.
Yeah.
Brian Callahan loves Cam Ward. We all love Cam Ward. I do. If he gets drafted to Cleveland, though, I'm kind of scared.
I am terrified if he does get drafted to Cleveland. I don't think that's going to be a good fit for any quarterback in this draft. Honestly, that organization is going to be hit hard until they get rid of that quarterback that they have currently.
I'm not
His
confused,
contract.
Josh Wingate. I am not confused in the chat about what I'm talking about. When it comes to running, you told me Devin Duvernay was a good prospect, by the way, Josh, and Darnell Washington. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, buddy. I was the one at the when that one time we went to the Senior Bowl. Josh Wingate in the chat. I'm sorry, I don't want to call you out specifically. I told you that Pinnick offensive line guy was a complete bum. I told you all that at there. I told y'all Trey McBride was the number 1 fantasy asset in that whole goddamn game. And he is. And he was. So don't talk to me about being confused, Josh Wingate. Don't. I can't. I love Josh so much. If you want more rookie knowledge, though, we do have a show on the Fins Talk Sports Network every single Sunday. Josh Wingate is a part of that. Him and Bobby Melendez, and I believe there's one more other guy, Josh Vogel. They do break down the rookies for the Miami Dolphins. Of course, we are streaming on the Fins Talk Sports Network, a Dolphins Central for anything you need Dolphins. And they do a show on that. I think they're talking about Quinn Ewers on Sunday's show. So if you want rookies talk in the Dolphins, go over there on Sunday. Now, Justin, back to you in the rookie running backs in this draft. Anything else that stood out to you on this whole mock draft that we did?
Yeah, there's one that stands out the most to me. Cam Scatabo from Arizona State. He was basically RB2 for college football last year when it comes to fantasy. Probably he is getting hyped up the most this year, heading into this draft right now. Other than obviously Ashton Genty, everybody go get Ashton Genty, but Scatabo is probably one of the bigger names out there right now, and he fell to 208 in this draft, which honestly I don't find feasible. I don't think he makes it out of the first half of the first round. I think he will probably get drafted before Henderson. Right, that's the name. Yeah, he'll get drafted before him. Probably before Judkins, Ollie Gordon, Caleb Johnson, all of them. So he's the biggest surprise to me. Will on our Dynasty show actually has Scatabo rated as the 5th best player in this draft, and that's not just like best running back, that is the 5th best player of this draft.
I don't hate that. After watching some tape and looking at some game film, did some all 22s. And I'm not I don't want to say this in a bad way because I was talking to my buddy about Scatterboo this morning, and I'm like, because he was in this actually draft, and I know he's gonna watch the show. And I was like, God, Scatterboo, why'd he go so late in this draft? Like that's the first thing I want to know. Why? I passed on him in the second round. I took the quarterback Milrow, and just because I knew we were going to talk about him today. That's the main reason why I took Milrow. By the way, just that's the reason. I wouldn't have taken him any other way. Like I just wanted to get to you because you said he's the next Jalen Hurts. But Scatterboo, to me, I'm taking Judkins. I'm taking Henderson. I'm taking Hampton. Obviously, taking Genty. I don't think he's the 5th best player in this draft overall. I think he's going to be a good talent for a team. I don't think he's going to be a bell cow back. I don't think he's going to be the one carrying the ball 280 times a season. That's just not him. So that worries me a little bit. But yeah, I think him playing at Arizona State, him doing all these things, special things, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a tremendous receiver. It's just, does he have the breakaway speed? Does he have the agility? Can he outrun some of these linebackers in the NFL? Yeah, he can. 4.6 40, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. So I don't mind him going in the middle of the second, but he won't. He's going to go in the first round in most of your leagues by far.
He definitely will. As you mentioned, he is a good receiving back. He is the best receiving back, or he had the most receptions of all the running backs that were in this mock draft, with 44 receptions on the season, 294 attempts last season. He had 364 run plays, and 45 of those were designed or were marked as explosive, which is in the top tier of the running back position. So
it's just the pull away speed though, Justin. That's what scares me. Like when he gets to if he gets to the second level where the safeties and the linebackers are, like, will he be able to outrun those guys? That's my problem.
Yeah, I didn't look up his 40 time. I probably should have looked up his 40 time. Not very good. Okay. I mean, 4.64.
But that's the same range around James Conner. That's the same. Listen, Frank Gore wasn't the fastest guy of all time.
Which is actually exactly who Will compared him to, was James Conner. He will be another. Really? If he gets his chance, he gets his opportunity, he will do well and not relinquish that opportunity. But he has to get that opportunity first. He has 1,200 yards after contact, which is 3rd best of the running backs we're talking about right now. Only behind Genty, who has more yards after contact than most people have yards total. Almost 2,000 yards. And then just 20 yards behind Hampton. So
I saw something, 75% or a little under 75% of his Genty's yards came after the contact. That's just stupid. That's
1970 out of his 2,600 yards.
It's stupid, man. We're not talking about him. We're talking about Scatterboo. You're right. You're right though but Scatterboo, the level of competition he was playing. I always look at that in the NFL and going from college to the NFL. He wasn't playing in a big powerhouse conference. He wasn't playing the big schools week to week to week. We saw that in the college football playoffs. Didn't they get their ass kicked? Like when they played a real team. So, and it's not him. It's not on him at all. That has nothing to do with his gameplay. What I'm saying though is how many of these teams that he played are going to be bagging groceries next year? How many of these people are going to be selling cars next year because they couldn't make it in the NFL or won't even get drafted? So that's my big issue. I don't like drafting small school players. And I know, and it's not like they're a tiny school. It's not like they're Appalachian State. It's not like
a Big 12 program.
It is, but the Big 12, give me a break, bro. Give me a break. I'm sorry.
You live in SEC country, so it's
the greatest conference that ever was and ever will be. It truly is. In all sports, not just football, but that Florida's going to win the national championship in college. I can't help you. I can't help that. It is what it is. But that being said, I like Cam Scatterboo if he can get on a right team. So where do you think a great destination would be for him in the NFL?
Not the Panthers. I will tell you that, not the Panthers. That's immediately going to be my first thing is please don't draft another running back at this point. I reimaged my computer and all of my settings and everything has been messed up on me. So give me a second here.
No, you're fine.
I'm
I
trying to
can give
think.
you a spot.
He's
I can give you a spot. I
definitely
like.
definitely not going to be. I think he's going to be a later round pick, probably even in. I'm sorry, late of the round pick. I think he's going to
Mhm.
be in the second or third round.
Mhm.
I kind of like Washington being a fit for him because he could catch out of the backfield. He could be that clean transition from Austin Eckler to him being a receiving back. You have Brian Thomas Jr. there also. So like those two working well. You got two younger guys to be able to really push the ball down the field would be nice. Other than, I mean, Washington was a quick one. The Vikings could probably use a running back next to Aaron Jones. They just got
Jordan Mason.
they
you,
just
but
got
hold
Jordan
on,
Mason. So it'll be
but
next to Jordan Mason.
that's what I was gonna say though. Aaron Jones is what 30 something. He's getting up there in the age. So
Yeah.
why not grab a Scatterboo or someone like that to pair with Jordan Mason? Because Jordan Mason's not that elusive pass catching back. He's not. So
Yeah.
that to me would be perfect. I would love.
Now,
Minnesota
you want to
to
talk about a
Scatterboo.
team that just needs a running back in general that may not end up getting Hampton or Genty. The Denver Broncos. They don't have a running back.
They don't. They don't have.
Javante's not Javante. Like he's just not good. I'm sorry.
Javante left, didn't he? Where's Javante Williams? He's gone. He's not there anymore.
Exactly.
There's no Javante Williams is I think he's in
Exactly.
Dallas somewhere. I think he's dying in
He
Dallas
is.
somewhere.
Yeah, he isn't. He is. Yep, he's in Dallas. So
R.I.P. Javante Williams.
RIP when he got drafted. What are you talking about?
Stop.
He's never been good in the NFL. Come on.
He's been decent. He hasn't been what we thought he was going to be. See, that's the problem with these rookies, and I want everyone here to listen to me real quick. When you sit down and you have your rookie drafts and you think you hit on all these picks, let's be real here. These picks, there's a hit rate, and we don't like to acknowledge how low it is, but it's a very low hit rate. There's 12 times 3 people on this list that you're seeing above me right now. I would venture to say 75% of them won't be on your roster or should be cut or won't make it. I'm down with saying that because the whole third round is a crapshoot. If you go beyond the third round, it's an even bigger crapshoot. The second round's 50-50. The first round's even 50-50. So, these NFL GMs do all this research and do all these interviews and do all this prep work, and they can't even get it right. We're just guys playing a fantasy game, a fairy tale game. It's hard for us to get it right too sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
It is. It is my first dynasty rookie draft. I drafted AJ Brown and Marquise Brown, and I dropped one of them. Can you tell me which one I dropped?
I'm sure you dropped Hollywood, right? Sure you dropped Hollywood. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? All right. That's enough on Cam Scatterboo. We need to keep all these. I'm sure we will keep all the mocks and see how players move around as time goes. But I expect Cam to move up the boards as the season gets closer, as draft day gets closer. Let's talk a little bit about Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina. He caught my eye as someone who could potentially take that 102 spot if you don't need a Cam Ward in a super flex. He went 103 here, but man, this guy, he had no fumble losses last year in 2024. He's powerful. He's elusive. He has amazing balance. I was watching some game tape from him. The dude just looks like a bowling ball going down the lane, curving, bouncing off a DB, bouncing off of this guy, keeping his balance, like just in this still that power and that strength is still there, and he can finish runs. He's kind of a one-cut player, a one-cut runner, which those players usually go to Denver. And that's who I want to see go to Denver. I think he'd be special in Denver. That's a landing spot I want to see. Now, another North Carolina running back going to Denver, shades of Javante Williams all over again. My thought process is he going to get the massive holes he got in North Carolina? Every single time I saw that man run the football, the lanes were wide open. There was just it was like I-4 at 4 a.m., just 70 miles per hour, no stoppage. Oh, Josh hates. Josh hates. We need to get Josh Wayne. If you're gonna be a chirping over there in the peanut section, Josh, just come on the show. We got room.
He has login information, so it's not like he can't.
I know.
I mean,
don't
if
know if he's
he
a-
randomly popped up here, I don't have an overlay made for him.
No, we
so
don't have an
that'd be
overlay, Josh. So
really
he doesn't make your
annoying.
own overlay. Yeah, don't do it. Next week. But what do you think about Omari Hampton, Justin?
I hate the fact that you have him fitting in with Denver. Another North Carolina running back in Denver is not ideal for me. This is one actually I wouldn't mind if he could make it to the second, maybe even the third round. Doubtful about that. I want to see him behind a new offensive line that apparently they just spent a bunch of money on the interior part. They have a piece on the left tackle spot. They have a new head coach. They've got a young wide receiver core. They got a second year quarterback. Give him to Chicago. I want to see what he could do in Chicago. Roshan Johnson's not the answer.
No. And neither is Khalil Herbert. Neither is.
Well, Khalil Herbert's not in Chicago
I'm just
anymore
saying.
anyway.
Well, I was just going to list off all the running backs that ever came there.
Okay. Yeah.
But like before,
Jordan
like
Howard.
after, it's just Matt Forte here, and then everyone else. Like we couldn't find the next Matt Forte.
They have DeAndre Swift. I get that. Like I think DeAndre Swift was pretty serviceable last year. He did pretty well. After I said he's dead, but it's fine. He did pretty well, but that doesn't mean. I mean, we can't keep saying, "Oh, this running back did well," when you have a team that has Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who both would have finished top 5 running backs in the league if Montgomery didn't get hurt. So, I will never look at this team that already got a good running back. They don't need another one because you could have 2.
Oh, you could have 3.
You could have 4.
You could have.
Forget it. Give him to Detroit. Give him a third head.
Hey, you stole my joke, man. I was going to talk about that later with someone else, but it's fine. Yeah, honestly, every time, every year, there's something wacky that happens, and I guarantee one of these running backs, whether it be Hampton, Henderson, Judkins, they're going to go on a team where you're like, oh, it's going to happen. They're going to go to a team where you're not happy with. Happened with Neighbors last year. It happened with Gibbs, really.
It did happen with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. So it's going to happen no matter what. And what needs to happen is these players like Gibbs did say, you know what? This isn't the best spot. This isn't the most opportunity I'm going to get, but I'm going to do the best I can with the opportunity I do get. So it's up to these players to actually handle that. And someone like Hampton, he can, and he will. And I think that most teams in the NFL have 2 running backs, if not 3. So it's becoming more the norm every single year. And if Hampton is in a 2-back system, it might be good for him. It might be good for him to be the power back and have someone rely on the pass catching. So I like Hampton a lot. I don't know if I'm going to put him over Ward in a super flex, but he's up there for sure for me.
I think it's definitely for him, it's going to come down to a lot of the running backs. It comes down to what team drafted him. Because Hampton could fall down to a late first round pick in the mock drafts, or he could end up being a top 2 pick. But it really is going to come down to where is he drafted.
It is. So we have at 107 Henderson went, and at 111 Judkins went. Did you have those 2 flip flopped, or you like that situation?
I'm not sold on either of them, to be honest with you. It's not me hating Ohio State, but it's the 2 of them finished RB35 and RB43 on the season for college football this year. So already not off to a great start. Players that finished better were Tutton, Neal, Sampson, Caleb Johnson, RJ Harvey, Hampton, Scatabo, and Genty. I'm not sold on them being first round picks in Dynasty. I would probably put them second, third round.
Ooh.
But that's just me. It's just me. Maybe they end up doing well, but the amount of running backs that have had a lot of hype coming out of Ohio State into the NFL draft and actually have done well in the NFL are very limited. I mean, we're talking about Ezekiel Elliott. That's it. That's the list. We saw Trey
Um,
Sermon blow up going to the NFL draft. What's Trey Sermon done since? Nothing. So, not saying these guys are going to be Trey Sermon level, but I personally would be shocked if they actually do anything for fantasy.
Oh, that's sad to hear. So I'm more of a Henderson guy than Judkins. I think Henderson adds that pass catching ability. Judkins is okay too, but not as good as Henderson in my eyes. He's more of a speedster in my mind, where I think he can get the ball down the field. He can get to the edge. He could do a lot of things that I do like. But I like Judkins as well. He can also get to the edge. I think 42% of Judkins' rushes were on the edge last year. He can get out there. People think he just can't do it, but he does. He has the short area burst. He's got some acceleration. I like both of these guys, and I think it's unfair to you to compare these two to Maurice Claret that happened 30 years ago. So were you even alive when Maurice Claret stole a national championship from my Miami Hurricanes?
I don't even know who you're talking about. Oh,
You really don't know who?
Ohio
You don't
State,
know
Miami, right?
You don't know that the Miami Hurricanes won a national championship. The game was over. They were accepting the trophy, and then the referees threw a flag. You don't remember that?
No.
Wow, you were young. Josh does. Josh remembers in the chat. But yeah, it's just unfair to
Wait,
compare.
they threw a flag for what?
It was like some kind of defensive pass interference bullshit. You really don't remember that national championship game where Miami had the game won and the referee stole it from them. That's fine.
What year was
that?
this?
Has 2003, 2002, somewhere in that area. Ken Dorsey was the quarterback for Miami. It was one of those core moments for me that made me realize that nothing I want will ever happen in sports. So I'll just play fantasy instead. Like that's literally what happened. Josh, anyone watching right now, if I'm over exaggerating, please let me know. But the referees literally stole a national championship from Miami. And Maurice Claret was the star running back from Ohio State that year.
2003 Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, it's Fiesta Bowl.
I do remember that game. I don't remember how it ended, apparently.
I was a junior in high school. It was a key moment of Josh Kimmel's life. And I promise you, that's when I took fantasy sports more seriously, because that's when I realized the referees are taking over the world. And I didn't appreciate it at all. This is a sidetrack that we don't need to get to. We're trying to keep these off-season shows short, Justin. You're taking us off track.
You're the one that mentioned it.
So you don't think these guys are very good.
No.
Let's cut that. Chris LePage, if you're still in the chat, let's cut that. Let's clip that, because I think at least one of these guys will hit. And I think if I had to choose which one will hit, it'd probably be Henderson, because I think he has more of a pass catching ability, and I think he'll be utilized more in offenses. Whereas Judkins, I think, is going to have to rely on a good offensive line and a good offensive team. If Judkins does get drafted, it's probably Jukins, but I'm terrible with names, so bite me. I do think that he will need to go on a good team to be relevant whatsoever. So that's my call on those two.
So you're saying he's going to be a CEH kind of player?
What does that even mean?
He has to go to a good team to be relevant.
CEH was good, by the
he
way,
wasn't
until
even relevant. So
he was relevant for a little bit. People forget. He has some games. People forget.
Ollie Gordon.
We're talking about Ollie Gordon today. You said we're talking about nothing but the first round.
Oh, you're true.
And
That is right. That's right.
Scatterboo.
Yep.
That's
You're right.
exactly what you said. And I'm like, all right, cool. Quick 40-minute show. Then I could do my plugs and we can get out of here. So with that being said, that's all of them. That's literally everyone we talked about today. We'll be back next week, though, because we are doing a part 2. I can't hear that music, but that's fine.
It's playing.
Okay, it's playing. We will be doing a part 2 next week. We'll talk about all the other running backs, who Justin hates, who Justin likes. Apparently, he hates everybody, unless you're Ashton Genty. So make sure you sign up for our Discord, please. It's so much fun. I'm begging you. No, for real. Come over, join our mock drafts, make it more interacting, make it more fun. We're here to talk fantasy football all season long, even in the off season. So with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. I can't hear that music.
You can't hear that
Peace
at all?
out. No.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.